Good afternoon and welcome to my hobby bench and another episode of Engine Talk. Today I'm going to be talking exclusively about, you guessed it, Super Tiger engines. We're going to let the tiger or the cat out of the bag here, and we're going to start just by saying that I've got a few Super Tiger engines, and for the most part the ones on the table here have all been given to me. I have purchased several Super Tigers in my history, and I'm on the verge of selling one. But for the most part, Super Tiger is one of the engine brands that's high quality, at least the ones made in Italy. I think the ones in China are probably alright too. But one of the major engine brands that I've really got the least amount of experience with. And the whole point of this Engine Talk episode today is to enlighten you, or to just basically confess that of the hundreds of engines I have worked on and disassembled over the last 10 years, I have never, ever successfully, completely disassembled one of these Super Tiger engines. And when I say one of these Super Tiger engines, I mean one of the ones that has a single piece crankcase. And that may come as a complete shock to many of you, and it actually comes as a shock to me because I've got several here that could use some bearings. Like this 61's a G61. It's totally locked up. It needs some work. The carb is fine, but it's totally locked up. It needs to be disassembled and cleaned and have bearings replaced. This G40, no, it's in good shape. It doesn't need anything. It's just here for show. This G90, yeah, I've got a set of bearings I could put in this engine, but I think this is the last Super Tiger engine I actually tried to take apart, and I was unsuccessful. So, and the reason I was unsuccessful, I'll get to that in a minute. These are the only ones that I've actually been able to completely disassemble, and these are the old S style that has a detachable front housing. And that's why, because it has a detachable front housing, and for the most part those are ringed engines, so you can just pop the piston out through the top and clean it or do whatever you need to do with it. But so the thing I'm having an issue with many of these Super Tiger engines, and here's the latest one. This is actually not my engine. It was my engine for about 24 hours maybe, and then it's now going to be sold to a friend of mine as soon as I do a bearing replacement on it and clean it up. Again, I'll be successful here because it's a two-piece housing. So the issue I have, I guess, with these, and I've heard about it from other people before, but I experienced it firsthand probably about a year ago or so when I tried to disassemble, I think it was this one, is that the sleeve is such a complete tight press fit into the cylinder. And man, I tried everything I could possibly think of. I used a torch. I used heat guns. I mean, I was only able to get the sleeve, if it was this engine, I think it was, to come up maybe 1/8 of an inch, and then it just stopped. And I was like, I don't know what the hell else to do. I mean, I had this thing so hot, it was probably ready to start glowing, and nothing was helping. And part of the issue was that I could only get it up so far before you really need to grab that sleeve with something. And I didn't know what I could possibly grab it with because I didn't want to damage it. So I had some thoughts about, well, if I had a really big solid vise, big vise, solidly mounted on a heavy table, maybe then I could put a piece of wood that's the same diameter as the sleeve, shove it in there and tighten that tighten the top part of the sleeve that's exposed that I was able to get out, tighten it into the vise, and then just pull on this thing like this until you wiggle it out. I didn't know how else to do it. I mean, that was the only thing I could think of that would give me any kind of leverage, but I didn't have a big wood dowel that I could stuff in the sleeve that was the right size. I didn't have access to a huge vise on a really heavy table. So those of you that are watching this, if you have successfully disassembled Super Tiger engines before that are the one single piece case, and I mean disassembled because you have to have that piston out to change bearings. That's the only way. That's how you have to. It has to be out. Please enlighten me as to how in the hell you did it. So, and the other thing is, I've only attempted this on maybe 2 engines tops. Maybe it's just the ones I had were just super, 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 super tight. Maybe they're not all that way. I don't know. Maybe the ones in Italy are different than the ones made in China. I don't know. I have so little experience disassembling Super Tiger engines, and I'm real hesitant to go trying to do it on other engines, even these, just because of the fact that I was very unsuccessful in doing it. So thankfully for me, I have not had anybody contact me and ask me to service a Super Tiger engine, because I would probably have to say, well, I don't know if I can do it or not. So maybe they're all like that. I thought I had read years ago that these were just incredibly tight press-fit sleeves. But if that's the case, then how in the hell is anybody changing bearings on these engines? If they're that tight, did I just happen to stumble across one or two that just so happen to be super, super snug? I mean, because literally I tried for days. Heating, cooling, oiling, heating, cooling, oiling. Everything I could possibly think of to get that sleeve to come all the way out, and I drew a blank. I couldn't do it. Without damaging the sleeve, there was just nothing, no way I could do it. So I am very curious. Anybody that's got a lot of Super Tiger experience as far as disassembling them, did you encounter that issue with the sleeve being excessively tight? And how did you overcome that? How did you get the sleeve out and then, of course, back in successfully? Because I'm at a loss, and quite honestly, it's just a matter of luck thus far that people haven't asked me to service Super Tiger engines. It's going to happen, and I don't want to say no, but I also want to be able to have the confidence to be able to get the job done. So that's our engine talk video for today. I'm looking for advice, suggestions on how you can possibly get those sleeves out. Because like I said, I got this really nice G60 engine here, G61, and I mean, sure, I could heat it up and free it up, put a prop on there and all that and free it up, but you know, this is an engine that could be serviced. So I don't know. Just let me know what your tricks and tips are, and maybe it's just a matter of me not having the right tools. I don't know. So that's our engine talk video for today.